Good morning. Today is Thursday. Wow, time flies. Look what's behind me. You see the flowers? This morning when my husband came home, he called me out to the kitchen and he said, "Close your eyes. Hold out your hands." And I did. And he put those flowers in my hands. He stopped at the side of the road by a field and picked them for me. Aren't they beautiful? What you doing, Missy? Are you enjoying outside, honey? Huh? Come on. Oh, it's such a pretty girl. Yes, you are. Such a pretty little girl. Well, we're just sitting outside, enjoying the beautiful sunshine. It's actually 85 degrees right now. So it's, a whole 10 degrees warmer than what it was yesterday. And last night, when I listened to the forecast, it said it was supposed to rain. Look at the sky. Does that look like rain? Today, as I was sitting outside and it was really warm, I mean, when you're used to it being in the 40s and 50s, and then in 2 days' time, it's in the mid-70s and now in the mid-80s. It feels kind of extra warm, you know? If this was August, it wouldn't. But it's also a little humid out there, and it started to make me think about bath scrubs. And I have a recipe that is made with sugar. It's an herbal honey lemon sugar scrub. And I thought maybe you might enjoy it. It's very refreshing, especially after you're done gardening and you just want to come in and soak in the bathtub, and you can just use this as a scrub to get all that sweat and everything off of you. It just feels really refreshing. So I thought maybe you'd be interested in that. So what we're going to need, it's not very many things. All we need is a cup of sugar, and we need, let me see here, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of raw honey, 2 teaspoons of dried rosemary, 15 drops of lemon essential oil, and 15 drops of lavender essential oil. And that's all it is. And you just mix it all together. So let's do that. Now, I'm mixing mine in my 4-cup measure only because I think it might be easier for me to be able to put them into my canning jars from this than to try to scoop it on out. So that's what I'm planning on doing. And this is just a cup of sugar. And this is my 2 teaspoons of dried rosemary. This is my 1/4 cup of olive oil. And all I need now is some honey, which is 2 tablespoons. And one of the reasons why I like this particular recipe is because honey is a natural antibacterial. So the likelihood of bacteria starting to grow in your sugar scrub really becomes lessened when you're using honey. And that's one of the reasons why I like this particular recipe. And now we're just going to add our 15 drops of lemon oil. Okay. And then 15 of the lavender. And we are just going to mix this together. And that is all it takes. And it smells wonderful. Oh, it really does smell absolutely wonderful. So I am just going to, I think that the whole thing will fit in this jar. Because technically it's just a cup of sugar. And of course, like if you were going to be given this as gifts, you would just increase all your quantities. And I made a bit of a mess, didn't I? But that's all it is to it. Now, I have another one that I will show you here. And you have to forgive me because I'm like really hot. But anyways, yeah, and the fan is in the bedroom with my husband so he can sleep. So yeah, I get to sweat. The next one I want to make is called a lemon mint. And the reason why I want to give you this particular recipe is because the sugar and the lemon juice and the zest of that lemon that we're also putting in here, it helps swash off the dry skin. And then the coconut oil that's in this just moisturizes, while the lemon essential oil and the peppermint essential oil gives a nice mood boost. So here, I'll show you how to do that one. Okay, so it's a cup and 1/4 of sugar, and it is a 1/2 cup of coconut oil. And what I did is I measured it out and I actually melted it because I couldn't imagine being able to really mix that up all that well with it as a solid. But it will go back to a solid, so that's fine. And then we're going to take tablespoon of lemon juice. This is from the lemon that I zested for this recipe. And then we're going to put in the zest from the lemon, excuse me. And then we are going to put in 5 drops of the peppermint essential oils. And I do use Young Living's. Okay. And then 5 of the lemon. And we are just going to mix this up. Wow, that smells good enough to eat. And we'll just put it in our mason jar. And again, you can just double or triple your recipes. I would suggest, if you want to give this as gifts, to go with smaller jars than mine. This is for myself, and so my suggestion would be to get 4-ounce jars and try to put it in that, and it would make wonderful, wonderful gifts. But that, that coconut oil will harden back up so that it's not all watery like that. But that's all it is. They truly are refreshing. And I am on a septic system here, so I know it says to use fresh, dried rosemary, and I have that because I grow rosemary. But honestly, I don't, because I don't have any way of making it smaller, chopped really, really fine. If I did, then I would use that, but I just use the store-bought because it's smaller and it's not going to cause a problem with our drains. And lemon is definitely not going to cause a problem with drains. Anyways, I'll talk to you in a little bit. I honestly am looking forward to when I can soak in the tub tonight. It was just a very warm, humid day. And I don't think it really would have bothered me, like I said, if it would have been like in the middle of summer. But when you're just not used to it being, you know, in the upper 80s and then suddenly there you are, it can feel a little overwhelming. But today I want to talk about the privilege of prayer. And I'm going to read James chapter 5, verse 16. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. You know, God desires to hear us asking Him to help and bless our loved ones and our friends and neighbors. And He even cares about situations that are important to us. Have you ever had a person's name just randomly pop into your mind? Or maybe you've woken up in the wee small hours of the morning burdened or maybe concerned for someone. You know, to many believers, these seemingly random thoughts is actually the Lord's prompt for us to go to prayer. Sometimes the Lord will cause us to think about or remember someone for us to be able to pray for them. He even invites us to pray for people that we haven't seen in a long time, and sometimes even for people we barely know, even for a stranger that you've met or only saw in passing. Through the strings of the Holy Spirit, God brings to our mind a situation calling us to a heartfelt prayer. The Lord builds in us a source of power to make a difference. Just as His words called the world and everything in it into being, so our prayers, spoken according to His will, works as He comforts and cares for, leads and guides, lifts and saves the hearts and minds of people. And with that, I want to remind you, life happens. Let's enjoy it. And Max Lucado said the following: do you believe that God is near? He wants you to. He wants you to know that He is in the midst of your world. Wherever you are as you read these words, He is present. In your car, on the plane, in your office, in your bedroom, in your den, in your garage, at your workplace, He is near. And He is more than near. He is active. So I will talk to you tomorrow, and God bless.